Welcome back, everyone. It is Sunday, June 8th in the MLB. Our five favorite picks are on the way for this action-packed slate of MLB action. Logan, let's dive into a recap of yesterday. Another solid day for us, 3-1. Kids have had 3 straight winning days. To recap them, Pena and Wilson did their jobs. We had both to score 1+ in the first 5 in the Diamondbacks, Reds, and Baltimore Orioles and Athletics game. That cashed, I think, in the first 2 innings of each of those games. And then the strikeout hit rate sheet hit. Dodgers couldn't come through. They had so many chances, but they refused. They didn't even, they scored 1 run in the top of the 9th yesterday. They stunk up the joint. But Logan, we ain't complaining about a 3-1 day. Let's do it again today. We got 5 picks ready to go for you guys. I'll begin with my favorite pitcher prop of the day, and hopefully we can start and steamroll into a big day for us. But I'll begin with that pitcher prop. If you're looking for an NBA video, Best Bets video, Thunder Pacers was posted last night. You can go check out that. I'll link it at the end of the video. Also, I have another long shot parlays video posting, I think at 10 a.m., 10:30 a.m., something like that, Sunday. So again, check that out if you want to. But let's dive in. First pick of the day, Joe Ryan, under 2.5 earned runs. Now, it's a little bit more juice than I want to drink at -145. I kind of said the same thing yesterday when I looked at Jose Quintana of the Brewers. Loved his under and earned runs. Didn't play it. Ended up being a winner. At the end of the day, we're looking for some winners here, and I think this is a surefire winner that I think should be closer to -175 if I had to price it. But Joe Ryan come off a bad start against a respectable Blue Jays offense. There's a reason that's at -145 playable there. You can look for some juice reducers or things like that. I'd rather not do that. MLB, hard to find a juice reducer. And honestly, if I were to do one, it would probably be a strikeout prop. And at the end of the day, our strikeout props, we're going to be tracking towards the record. So I don't want to double down on those guys. Let's just talk about Joe Ryan, who I think he pitches well today against the Blue Jays. Now, Joe Ryan coming off a bad start. Let's say what it is. 4 earned runs out in Sacramento. Now, I'll cut him a little bit of slack because Sacramento, we know, is one of the most hitter-friendly ballparks in the MLB. Now going back to Target Field, not as very hitter-friendly, as more pitcher-friendly ballpark, and that's his home. That's where we should see Joe Ryan. He's pitched a ton there. Expecting to be better there. And we looked at Joe Ryan this season, 11 starts made, 2.91 ERA, a .9 whip. And in the 11 starts, he's gone under in 7 of them. He's gone over in 4 starts. Of the 4, we'll talk about the previous 3 because the 4th one was his most recent start. The previous 3, he bounced back in his next start going 0-0 and 1 earned run. So again, a good getter when he goes out there, doesn't shove. He takes it personal, comes out in the next start, pitches well. We know the Blue Jays have a talented offense. They don't strike out a lot. But Joe Ryan, I don't think needs the Ks. He's had some starts this year where he only gets 3 or 4 Ks, but he goes out there and still pitches very well. And we've seen the last 10 righties to face the Blue Jays. 8 of them have gone under this line, under 2.5 earned runs. The 2 that went over, we saw Gunnar Hoglund, who literally sucks, and then Bailey Ober in the first game of the series. Now, Bailey Ober and Joe Ryan, much different. You look at Bailey Ober's splits, he allows about a 270 batting average to lefties and righties, much higher whip than Joe Ryan. Whereas Joe Ryan, you look at him coming in here, a 180 batting average allowed to righties. Why is that important? Because, well, at the top of this lineup, we got Bo Bichette, we got Vladimir Guerrero Jr., we got George Springer. Clement might be down there at the bottom. They'll have lefties in there too, which lefties are only hitting 220. But again, we think about Joe Ryan, if he's going to go in this game and where could he run into trouble? Maybe that 3rd time through the order. That's when you see some guys have some blow-up innings. Well, if he goes the 3rd time through the order, he likely only sees the top of the lineup early for the 3rd time. That would be the Bichettes, the Vlads of the world. I think he can go out there and pitch pretty well. Also, Joe Ryan, just a 212 batting average with runners in scoring position. So all these things considered, I think he pitches well on a Sunday. The Blue Jays have already won the first 2 games of the series. Maybe they give some of their guys a day off in the just because they don't have any days off. They'll play once again tomorrow. So I like Joe Ryan. Go out there and shove, my man. I like his under 2.5 earned runs. Speaking of unders, Logan also has an under. His is a first 5 under. We're throwing it to him for his favorite pick of the day. Logan, where are we headed out to?
Yeah, I got a first 5 under that I really do like. It's going to be the Mariners and Angels first 5 innings under 4.5. -110 odds on DraftKings is your best value for this one. Now, I know yesterday we had some poverty with the Dodgers, and I was like, damn it, a million runners in scoring position, just couldn't get them home. The opposite was true for this game yesterday. In this series, there were a lot of runs scored in the first 5, almost too many runs for even things to make sense. They scored 10 runs in the first 5 innings yesterday, just absolutely soared over that total. Now we see this line back to 4.5 through 5. And 2 better pitchers, though, on the mound. Tyler Anderson is going to be starting for the Angels today. 3.86 ERA and 1.27 whip for Tyler Anderson. Now at home, his ERA is solid, and that's where I feel comfortable backing Tyler Anderson. 2.34 ERA compared to a 5.58 ERA on the road. So you see some pretty stark home and road splits for Tyler Anderson. I think he has a really good start today. He does a really good job of limiting hard contact. He's 79th percentile in hard hit percentage. And when you're a pitcher like him, who does get the occasional strikeout, but really does rely on soft contact ground ball outs. That's exactly what you need. With 2 outs and a runner in scoring position, Tyler Anderson's been great, only allowing a 136 batting average this season. So really, if he does get into those jams, he's been pretty good at navigating his way through them. And against Anderson, the Mariners are only hitting 232. Anderson faced Seattle earlier this season, went 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 3 runs allowed though, because one of them was unearned. He had 5 strikeouts in that start, so a pretty solid outing for Tyler Anderson. If he goes and gives us that today, I still do like our chances to cash this one. If you look at kind of like, you have to parse out the guys who faced Anderson before. Julio Rodriguez has pretty solid splits against Anderson, but yesterday he got hit by a line drive. So it likely will not be there. I can't say 100%, but I don't really see him playing today. And in June, the Mariners are only hitting 156 against lefties. Limited sample size, though, only 32 at bats. So again, they haven't seen a lot of lefties. They haven't really hit lefties well, though, this month so far of the limited plate appearances. So again, I think Tyler Anderson has a solid start. And then on the other side, it's going to be George Kirby, who starts for the Mariners, 8.56 ERA, 1.83 whip for George Kirby. Now, I mean, that ERA is sky high, right? Limited starts, though. He has not started 10-plus games, so it's really hard to judge him on that. But what I do like is that in his most recent start, he was able to limit the damage. 2 earned runs on 8 hits through 5 innings. Now, you're going to say, Logan, 8 hits is a lot. And I agree, it is a lot. That he faced some adversity in that last start, and the fact that he was able to get out of that with only 2 earned runs, let's carry some of that momentum into this start, George Kirby, and let's lower that ERA down to like a respectable number, because he's a better pitcher than that. We have to call it what it is. I think if we look at George Kirby too, he will get the strikeout ability back as the season progresses. It's kind of like a Spencer Strider, right? And he's not Spencer Strider in the terms of how reliant he is on Ks, but he has to knock off the rust. He has to get several starts under his belt to really be able to get the elite strikeout stuff again. And I think this is a great buy low spot for George Kirby. Against George Kirby, those batting average splits against him are a little bit high, but you have to go back and you have to look at because if you look at Angels roster versus George Kirby, it's a decent batting average. Go pull out the guys. Tim Anderson is in that like good hitter matchup versus Kirby. He's not going to be in the lineup. D'Arnaud is also on that good hitter lineup. He's not going to be there. So Mike Trout is like really the only one that's kind of scares me a little bit. He's hitting like 3 for 6 versus George Kirby. But again, if you can limit the damage from Mike Trout, I'll live with the rest of the Angels lineup. In June, the Angels are only hitting 237 versus righties, not necessarily smoking right-handed pitching. I think both these starting pitchers are in line for solid starts. And I think through 5, we're going to see a lower scoring game. So I do like that as my favorite pick of the day. Hopefully we can get back on track with the first 5s after a little bit unlucky in those last couple outings. But Austin, what else are you rolling with today?
Yeah, let's talk about some other plays. They might look familiar if you watched yesterday's video. The first one will be our hit parlay of the day. You might recognize these two fellows, Jeremy Pena and Jacob Wilson. Both are recorded hit. I'm not going away from it. These are 2 guys that are seeing the ball really well. And honestly, Jeremy Pena probably didn't deserve a hit yesterday, but he's got 98th percentile sprint speed, so he beat out an infield single, something he's done plenty of times this season. Now, they juiced it up a little bit more on us, minus 135, but as I said yesterday, I played about minus 150. I think these are 2 guys seeing the ball exceptionally well, and I trust them both to get a hit, and I will play this at minus 135, especially on DraftKings. A couple of the books didn't have the odds listed for Jacob Wilson because the Orioles didn't have the A's didn't have a listed starter. So if that's the case, maybe check it on later on in the day. But again, I don't need to beat it into your head. These guys are seeing the ball really well. Pena now on a 13-game hit streak. He's been crushing the baseball bat in 426. He'll face Tanner Bybee. He is 0 for 3 lifetime versus Bybee, so one could say he's due, but also it's just Bybee allows a higher batting average to righties, 254, and he has pretty good splits against Bybee's top pitches, which I think will throw 4 of them. So look, Pena's been really good batting leadoff on the road. We know he's going to get plenty of plate appearances. There's got to be runs in that Astros game eventually. There's been a snooze fest the first few games of the series. Maybe there's runs today. Maybe Pena can be a contributor for that. Yesterday, he did get an RBI infield single. As for Jacob Wilson, I mean, what more can you say about the guy? He's been exceptional. 8-game hit streak, batting 500, batting over 600 in June. He'll face Tomoyuki Sugano. Sugano, I respect him. We know that. He's allowing a 240 batting average to righties. The only thing that slightly concerns me about Sugano is that he throws a lot of sweepers to righties, and sweepers are not Jacob's best pitch to hit, but the other pitches he absolutely crushes. So if he can just keep the bat on his shoulder for those and just wait for another strike to come from Sugano, I trust he can pounce on a good pitch. And again, Jacob Wilson's been so good. He's batting near 400 at home against righties. I mean, you got to trust the man. Jeremy Pena, Jacob Wilson, a hit parlay. We'll roll with them. Next pick, you should also recognize this one. At the both to score 2+ or 1+ in the first 5. Yesterday we did it. D-backs and Reds. Orioles, Athletics, we're running it right back. -128 today. BetMGM does not have odds for that A's game just yet. So I might honestly personally wait because they have better odds for the D-backs and Reds one. So maybe wait to see what BetMGM trots out there. They might already have it live by the time we're recording right now. But they didn't when we were posting the plays. But again, these are just 4 offenses we trust in good matchups. We'll talk about the D-backs and Reds game. Brady Singer has a 3.5 earned runs line. Yeah, we think the D-backs are going to score. It comes really down to Zach Gallen going up against the Reds. Now, he did pitch in Great American Ballpark last year, did shut them out. Now, this is a better Reds offense than it was last year. They have more talented hitters in there. And again, Zach Gallen hasn't been great recently. And 8 straight righties to face the Reds have allowed at least 2 runs. So I'll trust the Reds. Will they score 13 like they did yesterday? No, but I think they get us at 2 and at least 1. And Brady Singer, I think, gives up at least 1 as well. Then as for the Baltimore and A's game, we talked about that ballpark. Super hitter friendly. Sugano's very good, but he'll give up his 1 earned run or 2 earned run at least. And the A's have been good against righties. Jacob Lopez, who is scheduled to start for the A's, legitimately sucks. He sucks. And I know the A's, Orioles don't hit lefties that well, but Jacob Lopez is bottom of the barrel. He's like me going out there and trying to throw lefty. So I trust them to get the job done, get us 1. So again, you can take this on DraftKings, take it on BetMGM, get on one of those books. They're available in a bunch of states. Tail it. You can do some first 5 alt overs if you're on just FanDuel. But again, if you're on FanDuel, you should have at least access to DraftKings or BetMGM. So take that. Both to score 1+ in the first 5. I showed how to find it in yesterday's video. You just go to like the first X innings tab on DraftKings and just the innings tab under each game on BetMGM. Finally, we wrap up, and it should be no surprise. Our final play is our strikeout hit rate sheet. Hitting back-to-back days. We're running it back once again. We don't force it if we don't like it, but Logan and I found 4 pitchers we really like today. I'll leave a spoiler. A couple of them are in that Pirates and Phillies game, but you have to find the rest of them in the Dub Club. Again, you can join. It's only $5 for your first month. Get on in there for the rest of June. Logan and I are going on a heater this month. Get on in there. It's only $5. Go join. It will be linked and posted in a little bit. Tap into that. But those are our picks. To recap them real quick, and then we're getting on out of here. We have Joe Ryan's under and earned runs. The Mariners, first 5 under 4.5 with the Angels. We'll have that strikeout hit rate sheet posted for just a half unit. And then our other plays, Jeremy Pena, Jacob Wilson hit parlay. And again, this both to score 1+ in the first 5 parlay, which have been good to us last year. Been good to us so far this year. Let's do it again today. Those are our picks. Let's have a day, and we'll see you guys back tomorrow with some more. Like I said, there's a couple NBA videos already live. I'll link them all on the screen. The first one up at the top is our game 2 best bets. Got my favorite props, which are on a 9-1 run, a bunch of other stuff. My side or total. Bottom one down here will be our long shot parlays video, which I believe I have scheduled to drop at 10 a.m. And then we have over here day 2 of the ladder challenge, which we're hoping to smack later on tonight. Have a great Sunday. Good luck on all your picks. And Logan and I will see you guys back tomorrow, hopefully recapping a 4th straight winning day. We'll see you guys then. Peace.